Hey guys, it's Monday, and we're heading into the Thanksgiving week, and so I decided I'd do a show tonight called Corona Commies, Being Ahead of the Carve. Basically, it's a parody of the Saturday Evening Post cover of, it's an old Thanksgiving cover. Just the coronavirus, I thought was kind of funny serving it up. It's odd that we're living in times where we have our governors, in fact, our governor said in a press conference the other day, that we should call the police if our neighbors have get-togethers during the coronavirus that have more than six people. And I just thought, there are a lot of police officers that are saying, police sheriffs, they're saying they're not going to enforce this. And there are checkpoints now in places like New Jersey. And I think Governor Murphy was actually caught in a restaurant eating without a mask with about 10, 5 or 6, I don't know how many people were in his party, but none of them were wearing masks. And they were sitting in a restaurant, and they were all together. They were not apart. And then Governor Newsom from California, same thing. They were having a gathering of about 12 people, and he says you should only have like 6. And so they were gathering together, no masks. Nobody in the table were having masks, and he was telling people, you got to wear your mask and take it off and eat, and then put the mask on, take it off and eat. He wasn't doing that. Governor Feinstein, or Senator Feinstein, rather, she was in an airport without wearing a mask. Somebody caught her doing that. And of course, Nancy Pelosi got her hair done without wearing a mask, and she said she was being framed. These guys are all hypocrites, and these guys are certainly fit for our derision. Andrew Cuomo is another one. He went on a book tour during the coronavirus, basically pat himself on the back about how he handled COVID-19. About 34,000 deaths in New York. But he gives himself a little self-congratulating book that he goes on a book tour and basically doesn't abide by the rules at all. And then he gets an International Emmy Award for the way he handled the TV part of it. So he gets this award. He thinks it's like he's getting the Nobel Peace Prize. This is aggravating. And I don't care if you believe in wearing the mask or not. This is nonsense. Them basically coming and telling people, oh, you call the police on your neighbors, checkpoints, all this stuff, and they don't do what they say they want us to do. So I'm calling it Corona Commies being ahead of the curve, because I think that there are a lot of things that we need to think about right now. I know that we're all afraid of COVID. I know we're getting the fear stuff. But, there are a lot of news organizations I'm noticing now, local ones anyway, that are basically giving some food for thought rather than just giving us the death tolls, the hate Trump routine. And that's what you're getting on CNN. That's what you're getting on MSNBC, is that Trump's responsible for all these deaths, that nobody's wearing their masks. That's why people are dying. This is all BS. Because I'll tell you what, I come into my building every day and they require me to wear a mask. I wear a mask as I go through the hallways. I don't wear a mask when I'm in my office because I'm alone. There are people, I went shopping this weekend. I had to wear a mask to go shopping, to go into a place to go buy just a few things for the house so I can make dinner. And it's like everywhere I go, I have to wear a mask because it's mandatory, it's mandated, or there's a lot of peer pressure to do it. I notice everybody around me is wearing a mask. So why the hell are they continually saying that nobody's wearing them when they're making it a mandate? When people like, Grandpa Joe get up there, they say, well, I'm going to make it a law. It's patriotic to wear a mask. I am to the point where, you have to say what is truth. And the truth is this. We're all being forced to wear the mask and people are still dying. And we're all being forced to separate and people are still dying. What that tells me is that COVID-19 is finding more and more hosts. And the reason why is because it needs to find herd immunity. We need to talk about the R naught factor in the herd immunity threshold. And nobody's going to talk about it because it gives away their agenda. We have now, I think 2 or 3 now vaccines that are out there that are said to be 98% effective. They didn't even have that for the flu. And yet we're holding up, like I'm saying, I'm not encouraging everybody to go get vaccines, but if they have them and it's going to relieve people and it's going to make them feel better about going out and doing what they're supposed to do, then by God, get them out there. They're holding them back because they don't want Trump to take credit for it. This is nonsense. We are being held hostage by a bunch of evil, crooked bastards. That's what it is. And it needs to stop. We need to say no more. No more. Get the vaccine out there. And you know what? They need to lift the restrictions on lawsuits, because if they give this vaccine to people and it harms them, they should be able to be sued to the highest extent of the law for their malpractice and their evil doings. I'm so fed up with this. This is like Americans are just laying back and taking it. They need to stop now, and they need to start thinking about what is practical, what is appropriate, and how this power, I can tell you right now, every year at Thanksgiving, we're hungry for turkey and yams and potatoes and gravy and whatever. They're hungry for power, and they're going to continue to be hungry for power. So we're going to be on tonight at 7 p.m., as I said. Aftermath.fm, you can listen to us for free in stereo. We're on Aftermath.fm. If you need to listen to the shows at another time, we have available the archive shows at Aftermath.media. You go to Aftermath.media, you can pay $4.99, get you all the shows you can listen to. You can listen to them anytime you want. Or $9.99 for the library. A lot of people are signing up for the library. They're signing up for the yearly, and they're continually doing this because they know how important it is to be in a place where they know they can work and read and get information that they can back up. A lot of people say, people think I'm crazy. Well, you know what? If you have the stuff to show them, you're not going to be crazy. And it's just an investment of $9.99 a month. That's not, there are shows and movies that you rent for $19.99 to watch on TV at home. There are things you do that you spend money on you don't even think about. And yet information and being able to be in a place where you know you're going to be among people of like-minded individuals. People ask me if I'm on Parler. I don't need Parler. I have Aftermath. Mm-hmm. I'm in Aftermath. I have no reason to be on Parler when I have my own place where I can find my own information and be around people I can get information from. I still do things on Facebook. I still do things on Twitter, but that's because of the fact that, it's just to diversify your appearances. I'm on YouTube too. But the thing is lately, though, I've been in Aftermath and gotten more information from Aftermath than I ever could from all these other groups. So I would suggest you sign up for Aftermath.media. Also, we have available now a lot of merchandise for Christmas. We decided that we wanted to offer T-shirts and mugs and all kinds of things at groundzeromerch.com. That's groundzeromerch.com. Get your hoodie, get your T-shirt. We even have the electile dysfunction T-shirts. Mm-hmm. Many people wanted them because they thought this election was just a sham. So it's electile dysfunction. It's one of the graphics we've used on the show before. It's really an interesting shirt. People are buying that shirt because they really like it. So go see what you have at the Ground Zero merch store. groundzeromerch.com. That's groundzeromerch.com. Give the gift of Ground Zero this Christmas, whether it be a Ground Zero T-shirt or mug, or even food. Preparewithgroundzero.com is still available. People are like, I went to the store over the weekend. I could hardly find what I needed just for a small dinner. So I had to go home and borrow some of the potatoes that we had in stock from our Prepare with Ground Zero storage. So, it works. You utilize it with everything else you got. It's not there for the bunker. It's not there for, nuclear war. It's there for what you need now, and that is food. And you need to have it available whenever you need it. And sometimes it supplements what you already have in the house. So get yourself your food too at preparewithgroundzero.com. All those places, groundzeromerch.com, preparewithgroundzero.com. They're there to help the show. And if you've noticed, with what we get, we put it back into the show to make it better. And, and it also helps the show because we need things like, insurance and medical to stay alive and all these other things we need in order to keep it going. So that's why we do what we do. We have to do this in order to keep the show going. And it's you that is keeping it going. And we thank you for your support, your subscriptions, and how you help out the show. It's very appreciated, especially now in these times. Thank you so much. And we'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock for the show. Take care.